Say Podcast Studio, presenting Data Movers, showcasing the leaders behind the headlines in the telecom and data center infrastructure industry.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to our podcast series, Data Movers. I'm your host, Jamie Scotto-Kataya, CEO and founder of JSA, along with my fabulous co-host, Mr. Evan Kirstel, top B2B social media influencer. Hey, Evan.
Hey, Jamie, and welcome everyone to Data Movers, where we sit down with the most influential men and women of today's leading telco and data center world, supporting the network infrastructure requirements of this modern world. Jamie, I'm here in Chicago. There's a big event called HIMSS. Do you know what that is?
I've heard of HIMSS. I think everyone has, especially talking critical infrastructure and healthcare.
Yeah, it's the annual healthcare event. It's back in force, something like 30, maybe 40,000 people here gathered at the McCormick in Chicago. And there is a big agenda on the table to reinvent healthcare. Are you a fan of our healthcare system? You've had some access with a baby in the last couple years.
Actually, I gave birth in my bathtub just to run away from the healthcare system of our country. Kid you not.
Wow. Well,
Yeah,
that says a lot, but there needs to be a lot of transformation in healthcare, not just in maternity
yeah.
services, but across the board, especially in health IT, where we have, $1 trillion part of our economy essentially running on paper and fax machines.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah, that's insanity. Digital transformation has to happen in the healthcare networks, and our industry is ready. So, which actually is a phenomenal way of bringing in our guest, our fabulous guest for today's show. Please join me, Luke Kipfer. He's the Vice President of Data Center Development and Construction from the fabulous PowerHouse Data Centers. Hey, Luke.
Hey,
Hey,
Luke.
Jamie. Thanks for having me here. Hey, Evan.
It
Hey,
is
good
so
to
great
see
to
you.
have
Good to
you.
hear you. So, Luke, we have a really interesting topic. Powerhouse Data Centers just announced a huge milestone with its ABX1 data center project. So, for those not informed on the ins and outs, tell us about the project and what it brings to Data Center Alley, and maybe introduce yourself to the viewers as well.
Yeah, absolutely. No, appreciate it. Luke Kipfer, Vice President of Data Center Development and Construction for Powerhouse Data Centers. Powerhouse is the digital high-tech platform for American Real Estate Partners, who's been a developer in the area for 20 plus years. So officially branded Powerhouse Data Centers last year, and we're super excited about ABX1 because that's our first data center we're bringing to completion. Just had the topping off. It's a great project for us because it is right in the heart of Data Center Alley, right off Loudoun County Parkway, Bowmead Circle, right in Ashburn. When we came into the market with Powerhouse, one of um, the keys to kicking off was really establishing ourselves in Ashburn in the world's potentially toughest data center market to develop in. So we started with ABX1. We just topped out. We're delivering that building to the end user in October, and we're excited to get that one done and get the next project started.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're talking Ashburn. We're talking the heart of data centers. And I wouldn't just say nationally, I would say globally. It's incredible. Now, what can you tell us a little bit about, say, that Powerhouse Arcola project I keep hearing about?
Yeah, no. Our goal is the next one coming up. That's another super exciting project for us. Down just a little bit south of Ashburn, across from a Google center down there, and it's an area that's really experiencing a lot of data center growth. That's going to be 120 megawatts, a two-building campus. So we're really excited about to kick that one off, and that'll be an early 26 delivery for that site there.
Awesome. Yeah, that's incredible. And there's a partnership there too with a local power company that is worth noting, right? Those on-site substations providing that critical power, which
Yeah, no, yeah, certainly. If you've been following data centers at all. You've heard about some of the power constraints that we've been experiencing in Ashburn area, in Data Center Alley with some of the transmission issues that Dominion's been having. So one of the key differentiators between us is really our relationship with Dominion, with local utilities across the country. So all of our projects, not just our COLA and AVX1, but also our Powerhouse Pacific project, all include substations on site. So that really helps from a delivery perspective, as well as even just distribution from the substation to the site. So it really allows us to deploy infrastructure at a faster pace than some of our competition in the market.
And when we're talking powerhouse and power, you have to talk sustainability.
Yeah, no, one of the great things about starting a new platform like this is that we're not anchored in old legacy views of sustainability and ESG practices. So one of the core tenets of Powerhouse as we got started was making sure that sustainability was a key, and that we kept that in mind with all the developments that we did. So one of the big steps with that was joining the iMasons, the Climate Accord. iMasons originally, focused on education, diversity, inclusion, sustainability, and technical innovation. And the Climate Accord is really that focus on sustainability. So we were, super excited to join as, not just iMasons with the Climate Accord, but, through other industry groups and through our own practices for how we're designing and deploying these data centers, always keeping sustainability at the top of mind.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
love
that's
that. I love
impressive.
that.
Sorry, I lost my audio for a moment there. And maybe Zoom needs a new data center provider. But tell us about the design process. I mean, more and more, it's about building sustainability and green technology in from the beginning, not just as an afterthought. So, how did you go about approaching a new sustainability and ESG as part of the design process or philosophy?
Yeah, one of the great aspects of where Powerhouse operates in is that we really take the project from the very start of the site, right? Site selection. So we can actually take sustainability all the way into the key metrics and when we're looking for new sites. So whether it's an adaptive reuse of an existing site, whether it's just dirt, right? We can really start sustainability planning from that very on that early stage. So we can maximize this space on the site while still allowing for things, like maintaining tree growth and keeping infrastructure away from neighbors, all the way across the entire that ESG platform. We really start from the site selection all the way through. We work with a lot of the major hyperscalers that are driving change and driving innovation within the industry. So we understand their requirements, and we're able to build those in early on in the project.
I just love that.
Wow.
I love that. And yeah, the ESG is right through to each of your people, even your contractors, that you employ on job sites. They are also very much part of your robust ESG program. So love that, love that, love that. And again, Powerhouse, you guys are really known as the newbies, the disruptors in the data center market, even though you've had 20 years plus history with AREP going on. But how does revitalizing properties in Data Center Alley really work to your advantage in this very crowded market?
It's especially in that, the greater Ashburn area. There's no great data center land sites available anymore, right? There's nothing sitting around waiting for someone to scoop it up. So at this point, to operate in the market and to be successful in the market, it's really looking at whether it's aggregating parcels together, whether it's taking sites underdeveloped in terms of like our Pacific site that's old office space, being able to turn that into a data center site. So it really takes creativity, and it takes experience with the market, which is one thing that AREP brings as the umbrella organization for Powerhouse, that understands how to get zoning done, understands how to get utilities to the site, has the local relationships to really make some of these reuse of properties happen within the market.
Fantastic. And the property isn't yet finished. I believe it's scheduled for the upcoming weeks. Although you do have a community 5K run for the local folks. I won't be running. I just finished the Boston Marathon, so I'm a little bit sore. But just kidding. Tell us about the race and why community partnerships and outreach, is so important as part of your philosophy.
Yeah, it's really the same approach we take with ESG. We're coming in as a new player, and it's important for us to be good neighbors. Especially as data center growth and density is increasing, the data center market is no longer flying under the radar when it comes to neighborhood relations. Obviously, Loudoun County is getting a lot more strict with their rezoning. What happened in Prince William County with the Digital Gateway project, it's being more important that data centers take an active role to be great neighbors. So, 7x24, the DC chapter was, put together this amazing 5K race. We were happy to host it at our PowerHouse Pacific site. We're members of Data Center Coalition that were there that really had their data center discovery zone where neighbors, the community came in, was able to learn about data center, learn about jobs, education paths in the data center, and really learn about the benefits of data centers as opposed to just hearing some of the negatives that have been in the news, especially in Northern Virginia lately. So they could really see the impact that data centers have to make communities better.
I love that. I love that. And I I have to ask because I love when I have my thought leaders in the hot seat here. But if you can pull out that crystal ball, what is the next steps for Powerhouse Data Centers coming up in 2023?
Our to kick off, we really wanted to make a key splash with strategic sites in Northern Virginia. So that was really our first initial 3 sites. And so next steps is expanding out of Northern Virginia. We're very happy with the way the first year has progressed, with how our projects have been progressing. So looking forward to get into some of the other markets in the U.S. and continue to grow the platform.
Love it. Love it.
Fantastic. We need a tour, Jamie. We always do these virtual podcasts. We need to get out in the field. We need to get in the cages and get our hands dirty.
Yeah, wear the hard hats.
Yeah, we got
Get
plenty
some
of dirt.
screwdrivers out. Yeah. We're in our ivory tower here, but maybe in a future episode. But let's wrap up. Let's do our little fun fire fact episode. I'll ask the first question here. So, data center construction. What's most exciting or what's most fun about the business in 2023? Is it getting your hands dirty and getting into the nuts and bolts, or what say you?
For me, it's really the dynamic nature of the data center industry. Sitting here looking at the industry, how things are designed, constructed, and built. We're totally different than we were 5 years ago and unrecognizable to where we were 10 years ago. So really the rapid shifts that occur within the industry, there's some great intelligent minds within the industry that really pushes us forward quickly. So I think we're amazing at adapting to change and adapting to new technologies. So from where we sit today, 3 years from now with AI, with all the changes that are happening within the industry, I can't wait to see what comes next. It's going to be exciting.
I love that. I love that. And you know what? I've got Earth Day on my mind. Earth Day every day here at JSA. So if you could choose just one piece of sustainability wish list to enact on every data center construction job site in 2023, what would it be?
For me, it would be a common metric shared between all the users for how they account for ESG and sustainability. So everyone tracks it in a little different ways. It's one thing that iMason's Climate Accord has been making great strides on, but not everyone is working from the same data set. Not everyone's working towards the same goals. Not everyone has the same goals. So really, I think we need to become aligned as an industry to not just where we want to be, but how we're tracking us getting there. So that if I could wave a wand today, we'd all be tracking the same things as projects go along, because we're all tracking a lot of the similar metrics when it comes to megawatts and when it comes to costs. And there's a lots of metrics that we track as an industry, and sustainability just hasn't had a widely accepted set of those that we're able to compare across different organizations.
Love that answer.
Fantastic. Now let's ask, suppose you get trapped in the data center overnight on the weekend by accident. You can only watch one movie on repeat 24 hours in a row. Which movie would it be?
That's definitely Office Space. That's my every time that's on. Every time that's on TV, I've got to finish watching it. That's one of my favorites.
My son and I love that movie. It really cuts across generations, despite being Gen X versus Gen Z versus millennial.
Yeah, it's still surprisingly relevant today. So that's the one I've always got to watch.
I love that. And I'm so surprised we didn't get Gladiator as an answer again on this show. Woohoo!
Yeah, the guys, we guys like Gladiator. Something about Russell Crowe. Something.
All right. So here's my last question, Luke, for you. One word that people like to use to describe you.
That's I don't know. Are there sensors on this program?
We have the button. Get your hand on the button.
No, honestly, I think quiet. I mean, I'm naturally an introvert. So I just happen to get excited talking about data centers.
Oh my goodness, that's so surprising. I was definitely thinking like so friendly and outgoing, and you're like quiet. I'm like,
yeah, no. And generally, I'm a pretty quiet guy. I just when you find something I like talking about, I'll talk about it. So I'll talk about data centers all day long. So
I love that.
Well, it's so good meeting you, Luke, and congratulations on all the success. I mean, one thing my takeaway from HIMSS and Chicago this week is, all of these incredible applications and services and devices to enable better patient experience and patient care requires data and data centers. And so we must continue to grow, again, not just for watching Netflix, but for the patients, our parents, our family members, to serve and support them better in this new world of hospital IT. So really great to see the investments you're making and much tech for good.
Yeah, absolutely. When you look at all the different industries that are dependent on data center growth, it really shows how critical it is that we continue to deploy at scale in an efficient and a sustainable manner.
Absolutely.
Wonderful last words. I love that. All right, guys, if you enjoyed today's Data Movers podcast as much as I did, be sure to check us out at jsa.net/podcast for upcoming Data Movers episodes. And of course, Evan, where can they find us?
LinkedIn and Facebook and YouTube and Instagram and Reddit and Quora. And what I miss? Anything else? Social media.
I'm like, if you can't find Evan, then there's a problem. Well, everybody, stay safe out there. Do your thing. See you hopefully at ITW or some big events coming up. Data Cloud. There's so much going on. We are hitting our event world back again at HIMSS too in Storm. So get out there, guys. Stay safe. And as always, happy networking.
Bye, everyone.